Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Commander's Crypt. I've got an awesome video for you today. Today, we're going to talk about the Fantastic Four Precon. I absolutely love it. It's very strong and it brings back memories for me. I love the Fantastic Four. I remember as a little boy, I would read their comics. And then in the mid 80s, I used to run to the comic book store every month to see what the new edition was because they were always having some type of awesome adventures. It was written by John Byrne and illustrated by John Byrne, and it was absolutely amazing. So, without further ado, we're going to get into this Fantastic Four Precon. So, of course, you're going to have the Fantastic Four. You've got Invisible Woman, 1 white and 2 at the beginning of combat on your turn. If you've cast a non-creature spell this turn, create a 0/3 colorless wall creature token with Defender and Reach. Whenever you attack, you may pay red, green, white, and blue. We'll just call that red-blue from now on. When you do, target creature gets +1/+0 till end of turn for each creature you control and can't be blocked this turn. Very, very strong. I think she is the best one to be the commander for this deck because you're just going to be putting up walls everywhere. People are going to have a hard time attacking you. You're going to have many, many walls because, as you're going to see, there's all kinds of sorceries with Rebound. So you're going to have all kinds of sorceries that you cast that keep coming around, and you boop, boop, boop. You're just going to be having walls pop up all over the place. Plus, then after that, when you play the red-blue, the 4 there, you can make her unblockable, and she's got +1/+0 for every creature on the board. So you're going to have 4, 5, 6 walls plus other creatures, and you're going to be coming in unblocked and killing people with commander damage. The next awesome card is the Thing. I think he's the second best guy to be the general for the 99. He's a 5/5 trampler for 1 green and 5. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you've cast a non-creature spell this turn, put 4 +1 counters on the Thing. Whenever the Thing attacks, you may pay those 4. When you do, double the number of each kind of counter on any number of target permanents you control. Very, very strong. So he starts out as a 5/5, becomes a 9/9, and then keeps doubling, just keeps getting bigger and bigger with the trample. As the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets, kind of like the Hulk. So I like this. I think he's going to be harder to play as a commander, though, because of his casting costs. A Visible Woman, you're going to be able to keep slinging her each time she gets killed. So there you go. There's the Thing. Next one's going to be the Human Torch. I think he's the third best guy to be as your commander in this Precon. He says at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you've cast a non-creature spell this turn, Human Torch gains flying, double strike, and haste until end of turn. Whenever he attacks, you may play those. If you do, until end of turn. Whenever he deals combat damage to an opponent, he deals that much damage to each other opponent. So he's very strong too. Maybe he should be the second strongest commander after Invisible Woman and then him. He's cheaper to sling, and he's got a lot of damage that's going to be slung around as well. And then there's always Reed Richards. He's always the weakest of the Fantastic Four as far as physical abilities, but as far as mental abilities, he's the smartest human on earth, kind of like Rick Sanchez. He's for 1 blue and 2, Vigilance Reach. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you've cast a non-creature spell this turn, draw a card. Tap, use those. Copy target triggered ability you control twice. You may choose new targets for the copies. 2/4, Vigilance and Reach. So there you go. He's the brainy one, so he's the one that's going to be giving you all the ideas and having you draw more cards. I think he's the least strongest to be a commander. I think he's better in the 99. And then, of course, it wouldn't be a Precon if it didn't have Soul Ring. This is going to be your Mana Rock suite of cards. Chromatic Lantern, which is pretty cool. I bet you that would look really cool in foil. Arcane Signet. And then you're going to have, because it's 4 colors, you're going to have, in green, you're going to have your ramping suite. 1 green and 1, search your library for a forest card, put on the battlefield, then shuffle. Farseek, search your library for a plains card, swamp or mountain card, put it on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. I like the flavor text on these cards. Cultivate, same thing. Ramp, to be able to mana fix. And Terramorph. The interesting thing about this card is this is an episode from the late 70s, early 80s, where Doctor Doom captured all the Fantastic Four without them knowing it. And he basically sedated them, and then had them dreaming about their life in some small city, making them believe that they weren't Fantastic Four members anymore. They were just regular people in that little town that you see there. So there you go. A lot of good memories with these cards. It reminds me of the comics that I read as a kid. Path of Discovery. Whenever a creature you control enters, it explores. And so there you go. This one's about the city for the Inhumans that's on the dark side of the moon. Next is it's clobbering time. Another green sorcery. 1 green and 2. Choose 1. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. And then destroy target artifact or enchantment. It's got Rebound. So that's what I was talking about here. You're going to see a lot of Rebound cards. They're going to play them, and then they're going to give one of your heroes some type of cool ability. And then next turn it's going to do it again. It's going to make the thing bigger. It's going to make the torch fly, haste, and be able to damage all the opponents with his flame. And of course, it's clobbering time, as the things saying. Lockjaw, slobbering teleporter. He's an Inhuman, very minor character in the Marvel universe, but he is one of the Inhumans. I'll let you read that there. Vigilance at the beginning of combat on your turn. If you cast a non-creature spell this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Lockjaw. When you do, Lockjaw up to 1 other target creature control can't be blocked this turn. I guess he's a teleporter, or he's able to travel dimensions. In the comic, Valeria Richards, precocious. Non-creature spells you cost 1 less to cast. So there you go. Sorceries, instants, and enchantments. Whenever you cast your first non-creature spell, draw a card. Pretty good. I find this Precon to be very strong. Council of Reeds, kind of like the Council of Ricks. The legend rule doesn't apply at the beginning of combat on your turn. If you've cast a non-creature spell this turn, and you will, create a token that's a copy of the Council of Reeds. So you're going to be having all kinds of different reeds from different dimensions coming in there. And believe you me, they gave you enough tokens to do that. The Council of Reeds there. Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, 2/4 reach. Whenever 1 or more tokens you control enter, you may draw a card. More card drawing. That's the thing about this deck. It's very strong. A lot of card drawing. A lot of good beat sticks that get bigger, kind of like Medusa here and the Thing. And then with the white from Susan Richards, you've got all kinds of removal. A lot of board wipes in this Precon. I like it. This is Medusa. Her hair has a life of its own. Vigilance reach. Whenever player casts a non-creature spell, put a +1/1 counter on Medusa. Very cool, very cheap. She keeps getting bigger and buffier. Namor, Atlantean King. He was an early counterpart to the Fantastic Four when they first started out in the 60s. He kept popping up. Him and Johnny Storm would fight all the time. He was always kind of a jerk, but then he kind of got better later. He flies. He's a 2/2. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 blue merfolk creature token. That's very cool. So on top of everything else this deck is doing, it's got a decent token creation thing going on. So you're making creatures bigger, drawing lots of cards, board wiping if you have to, making tokens. It's a very well-rounded deck. I like it. Whenever Namor attacks a player who has more life than you, other creatures you control attacking that player get +2/+2 until end of turn. Very cool. Black Bolt, Inhuman King. He is an Inhuman as well, live on the moon. His deal is he can't talk, but he can throw out a sonic blast from his mouth. Flying, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Black Bolt gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Lethal Voice, whenever Black Bolt becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, destroy target non-land permanent that player controls. So he's flying, he's going to be a 5/5, he's going to keep hitting, and if somebody targets him, he's going to be able to destroy a permanent. Very cool, very on time with what he does in the comic. Alicia Masters, skilled sculptor. I kind of like how they added all the secondary characters of the Fantastic Four. She was kind of Ben Grimm's girlfriend there for a while. She's blind, of course, because she can't see how ugly he is. So at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you've cast a non-creature spell this turn, create a treasure token. Since the good, at the beginning of your end step, each player gains control of all of the creatures they own. Okay. Next is Power Pack. Kind of a strong card, 5 mana. It says Flying Vigilance, Trample Haste. Whenever Power Pack deals combat damage to a player, exile target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard chosen at random. At the beginning of your next upkeep, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. Okay. You could probably use them as your commander too. I mean, they're not as good as the other ones. Crystal, Inhuman Princess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Crystal deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of colors the spell is, and she's basically a mana dork. So that's pretty cool. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, whatever the colors of it are, you get to burn your opponents with it. Next is Willie Lumpkin Postman. This is hilarious to me. 1/3, he can't be blocked. Whenever he deals combat damage to an opponent, you draw a card, and that player may draw a card. If they do, that player can't attack you or a permanent you control during their next turn. That's pretty cool. I like the flavor of that. It's basically the postman getting his mail out, rain, sleet, or shine. He's unblockable. Dragon Man, Reformed Robot. He was one of the early protagonists of the Fantastic Four. Flying, gains power equal to the greatest mana valued among non-creature permanents you control and non-creature cards in your graveyard. You may cast this card from your graveyard by discarding a card in addition to paying its other cost. So I guess the flavor with that is if he gets damaged, then you can rebuild him because he's a robot by discarding some parts that he may need. Franklin Richard Ascendant. He's very strong in the comic. He's basically a mutant that can rival Galactus with his psychokinesis and other powers. There he is. He's a 6/6 for 6, which is very, very strong. At the beginning of your combat, if you cast a non-creature spell this turn, discover 6. Very, very cool. I'm liking it. And this is my two favorite guys right here, Galactus and Silver Surfer. They're my two favorite legends that are in this deck. Silver Surfer, he's for 5, he's a 4/5 flyer. When he enters, you may search your library for a card named Galactus. Whenever Silver Surfer deals combat damage to player until the end of your next turn, target creature attacks that player each combat fable. So that's him heralding other attackers into one of your opponents, and allows you to go get Galactus, which is one of my favorite cards in this deck. There he is, Galactus, Devourer of Worlds, flying, trample, indestructible. When he enters, exile target permanent. Insatiable Hunger, Galactus attacks an opponent with the most life among your opponents each combat, if able, unless you control a creature named Silver Surfer. So if you got Silver Surfer, he can vector him into wherever you want. Again, that's very flavorful. That's what he does. He goes and he absorbs the worlds, and that keeps him alive. He's basically a vampire of worlds. Sucks all the life force and nutrients and minerals out of each world. Galvanic iteration. It's got flashback. Again, this allows you to keep casting non-creature spells for your heroes to be able to do their thing. Hull breach. Choose one, destroy target artifact, destroy target enchantment, destroy target artifact and enchantment. Very cool. A lot of removal in this deck, which I like a lot. Expressive iteration. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put them in your hand, one on the bottom, and then exile one. You may play the exiled one. Okay. Kind of lets you dig for something. Next is Taunt from the Rampart. Goad all creatures your opponents control. Until your next turn, those creatures can't block. They're taunting the thing there. First family, draw X cards, gain X life, and however many colors you have down, including this one, is what you get. So the maximum you'll be able to get is 4. The 5 arrive. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, put any number of permanent cards from among them onto the battlefield, and the rest into your hand. Exile this. Very cool. Genesis Ultimatum is the first card that was. It's a copy of that. Franklin's Reality. When he enters, deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Triggered ability of a legendary creature you control triggers an additional time. Works well with your heroes. Whirlwind of Thought draws you cards whenever you cast a non-creature spell. So with this deck, you're going to be drawing lots of cards. Doing all kinds of extra stuff with all the spells and rebound spells that you're casting. Cosmic Crucible. This is the Cosmic Cube was a big thing in the Fantastic Four Marvel Universe. At the beginning of your first main phase, add 4 mana in any combination of colors. Well, there you go. That's very nice. Whenever you have a non-creature spell, you may copy it. You may choose new copies for the copy. Do this only once each time. Very strong. Very strong. Next is going to be Herbie, Lovable Robot. In the early 80s, there was a cartoon, Saturday morning cartoon of the Fantastic Four, and that's where Herbie first started. He's a 1/1 flyer. At the beginning of your combat, if you've had a non-creature spell this turn, you get to surveil 1. So there you go. Next is Unstable Molecule suit. This is basically the suit that Reed Richards eventually made for Johnny Storm, so he could be able to fire his fire out of his body and not burn all of his clothes off. Equip creature gets +2/+2 and has indestructible. Equip Commander 2, equip 4. Very, very good card. I could see this going into a lot of decks, making making your creature indestructible. Negative zone portal. The Fantastic Four, we're always going into the negative zone to battle a Nihilus. Each target card from an opponent's graveyard, exile it. If it's a creature card, draw a card at the beginning of your upkeep. If there was 4 or more creature cards, exile this way, flip a coin. If you lose the flip, sacrifice the artifact and return a card exiled it with random to its owner's hand. So it's basically a goofy reanimate for you. Lightning Greaves. The Fantastic Car. Mirage Mirror. I've heard that the Fantastic Car has been banned in some formats. It can do infinite or something like that. Flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may have the Fantastic Car become an artifact creature until end of turn. Yep, so it's a vehicle 4/4. Whenever you cast your 4th non-creature spell each turn, you may sacrifice the Fantastic Car. If you do, create 4 4/4 colorless construct artifact creature tokens with flying and haste. Pretty cool. That's when the Fantastic Car breaks up and they all go fly in their opposite directions. Seize the day. Untap target creature. After this main phase, there's an additional combat phase, and then it's got flashback. Flame on. Put X counters on target creature, where X is the number of non-creature, non-land cards in your graveyard. It gains flying until end of turn. Rebound. Very cool, very strong. Next, you've got Nova Flame. What this is about is Johnny Storm, in times of emergency, could do a quick, fast burst of energy to do whatever he needed to do, have the others get away, etc. Put X +1 counters on target creature you control. It deals damage equal to its power to each other creature. And then next we've got Into the Time Vortex. This is basically a card that just lets you cascade. It doesn't do anything. I kind of wish cards like this would do something and then cascade. You know, maybe shock or bolt somebody and then cascade. But then this also has Rebound. So again, you just got non-creature spells rebounding, coming in, and with flashback. So you get all of the wall triggers that you need for Invisible Woman, or the things that you want to do with Johnny Storm, or the thing. I doubt if anybody's going to be playing Reed Richards as the commander in this. Deep Analysis, an oldie but a goodie. Draw cards, flashback, the Watcher's Warning. It's basically a mind dilation. Very, very, very strong card. The Watchers in the series are an alien race that are supposed to just watch and not get involved. But this one that lives on the moon has gotten involved a couple times to help the humans and to help the Fantastic Four. Next is a Fantastic Elastic. Choose one, return target non-land permanent to his owner's hand, or return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Rebound. Quantum Misalignment. Create a copy of a target creature, but it's not legendary. Then you get the Rebound. Very cool. Recurring Insight. Draw cards equal to the number of cards in target opponent's hand. Rebound. And this is about how Reed Richards went on trial for saving Galactus. And here's the white cards. Path to Exile. Everybody knows that one. Invisible Force Field. Instant. Up to 4 target permanents you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Rebound. Very, very cool. So it's an instant. It allows you to give 4 things indestructible and then do it again next turn. Bovine Intervention. This is hilarious to me. I love this card. So this is like a generous gift where you destroy something and you give somebody a 3/3 elephant or a beast within. This is destroy target artifact or creature. Its controller creates a 2/2 white ox creature token. And you see that a couple of them are green. In the early days when the scrolls were a big problem for the Fantastic Four, when they first appeared, the Fantastic Four didn't know anything about them. They're shapeshifters just like reptilians are. And so in order to fight these guys, they basically made them change into cows and forget who they were. So that's what the story behind this card is. It's basically a generous gift, but Marvel scroll style. So I like this card. I'm going to get some more. Cut a deal. Each opponent draws cards. Then you draw a card for each opponent who drew a card this way. Monologue text. This is going on with the, how the villains are always running their mouths while the good guys get away. Collective effort. Destroy target creature. Enchantment, or put counters on something. Again, white. And this is one of the original monsters from one of the very first magazines, comic book. Some kind of creature that came to Earth that they had to battle. Next is Clever Concealment. You know it, you love it. This is a very good card. Very flavorful, good card for this deck. And next we've got Promise of Loyalty. Each player puts a vow counter on a creature they control, sacrifices the rest. Each of those creatures can't attack you or planeswalkers you control for as long as there's a vow counter on it. So here you're going to see a lot of the white board wipes, but they're more favorable for you. Like there's Cleansing Nova. That's another Frankie Ray. That was another one of Johnny Storm's girlfriends who became another herald for Galactus. Very, very cool. Tragic Arrogance, another white board wipe that is favorable for the owner of the spell. Then you've got Ultimate Nullification. This is how they beat Galactus in the first place. The Grand Nullifier, the Watcher, helped the Fantastic Four, helped Johnny get into Galactus's world ship and find this device, which could destroy Galactus, and so that stopped him from destroying the Earth, and he promised to never destroy the Earth, even though he still came around every now and then. Tragic Arrogance. A lot of white board wipes in this deal. And then there's Exotic Orchard. I love this. I'd like to see this in a foil. It says, the flavor text says, in the blue area of the moon lies a garden sculpted by alien hands where the one called the Watcher stands to watch and witness. Yeah, that's where he stays. There's been many comic book storylines where the X-Men had to go and battle another alien team up there on the dark side of the moon. The Fantastic Four was always like a thing that they knew about that us Earthlings did not know about, which is true, by the way. There is a alien base on the other side of the moon. And then you got your mana fixing. I like how they have taken these lands, these dual lands, and have adapted them to the Fantastic Four. Cinder Glade, Sulphur Falls. The flavor text on these are real nice. I don't have time to read the flavor text of all of them. Path of Ancestry is pretty cool looking card. Baxter Building, I love this one. Mana Fixing for 4. Radiant Summit. Scorched Glacier. Prairie Stream. Evolving Wilds. Sun Petal Grove, Clifftop Retreat, on and on and on. So these are there to help you, mana fix for the, and it does the job very well. I did play a game where I simply just could not get blue, but usually the mana fixing is very good in this deck. Rootbound Crag, I like this one. It's the it's Ben there, and he's saying that I've been to space, bunch of dimensions and universes, and I always end up right here on Yancey Street. I love that. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed my Fabled Passage, all of the flavor texts. If you're a Fantastic Four fan, this is a must thing for you to get. I absolutely love this deck. It's very strong. It's very strong. A lot of removal, a lot of board wipes, a lot of card draw, and your creatures get big and start stomping your enemies there. So that's it. I hope you like it. Please like, share, and subscribe, and please put a comment out there, and we'll see you on the next Ultra Top Secret.